Welcome back to Xbox Corner. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be taking just this general look at Game Pass and whether it's going to be worth your cash in 2022. We're going to be looking at past year's value, some high profile games, and all of the different tiers and packages available to you currently. So with that luck, hit subscribe, join us here on Xbox Corner for reviews, deals, Game Pass breakdowns and graphical comparisons weekly, and let's get started. Game Pass for Xbox and PC, then it comes in a few different packages, but at its core it's a video game subscription service for your platform of choice, and it's easily one of, if not the strongest on the market currently. Do not confuse this, however, with Gold. This is not online access, nor do you get to keep the games like you would with that service. Here, if the games are removed or you're cancelling your subscription, you'll keep the save file but lose access until you purchase the game or renew your subscription, whichever event has occurred. Game Pass also gives some exclusive discounts and perks, so think cosmetics and in-game items. Games then, they are updated every month with titles added but also removed. Gold is technically a standalone service, and while it introduces 2 to 3 games each and every month to download, the quality there it has dropped over the years. You do however get to keep these titles, and Gold also then allows online access, meaning any non-free-to-play experiences online, you will need Gold to take part. Gold also then you do get an exclusive sale weekly, though I wouldn't be joining exclusively for this. So at its core, you can pick up Xbox Game Pass or PC Game Pass for $9.99 a month USD or your regional equivalent. It's not a bad deal at all, but the best option for most it will be Game Pass Ultimate. That's because it combines Game Pass, a $10 value, and also Xbox Live Gold, also a $10 value. This service here as well, it also gives you access to Game Pass for Xbox and PC. That's coming in at $15, and I would guess it's by far the most popular tier. Think titles like Gears of War, Forza Horizon 5, you want to play these online, so you need that Gold element. So these are the next big advantages of the Ultimate tier. First off, it includes EA Play for console and PC. That is a EA dedicated service which has some surprisingly good titles. 2022 will be opening with the Mass Effect Legendary Collection, but then also the service features cloud gaming. The Xbox Cloud service, it is surprisingly impressive, allowing you to stream a number of big titles via your phone, that is Android or iPhone, tablet or service laptop. Xbox Cloud Gaming is also now available via the Xbox One or the Series S and X. For full transparency here as well, you would also get access to EA Play with the PC Game Pass, but not with Xbox Game Pass. Many of these games are also introducing then touchscreen controls, though I will say here I'm not the biggest fan. Naturally as well, just understand this, it's reliant on a good internet connection. I use it for more simple affair though, where the consistent performance isn't too much of a concern, demanding quick response sort of titles needed. I leave that for my console, so think games like Hades. It's worth adding as well, Android, it has a standalone cloud app that's absolutely fantastic. On iPhone, however, you need to head to a website currently, but I'll leave you a guide in the pinned comment down below on how to set this up. So 2021, it was a huge year for Game Pass. Valuations, they've been calculated, published, and it is estimated that the total value of titles added in the year, that was $6,317 or £4,780 for those in the UK. I'm an Ultimate member myself, and while you'd be hard pushed to play everything that joins the service, I spent $180 in 2021 for access to what is an impressive library with an impressive dollar value. So the big question, it naturally comes down to, but how are the games? And I'm happy to say I think they've done a fantastic job in 2021 of catering just to all tastes. First up, anything first party, so Xbox Game Studios, they are day one free to play, and Microsoft, they've made some serious acquisitions recently, most noticeably in 2021, that would have to be Bethesda. Back in March, though, following this announcement of this acquisition, they added 20 games. That was every Doom entry you can think of, Dishonored, Fallout entries, Wolfenstein, Elder Scrolls. It was a huge win for Microsoft, and they flexed this one immediately. While there's no street date just yet as well, this means games like Starfield and Elder Scrolls, they will be delivered to us straight away immediately. Outside of that then, the other big releases: Flight Sim, Forza Horizon 5, Halo Infinite Campaign, Psychonauts 2 Age of Empires for PC players, the medium Outriders, even if it disappointed a little bit, Back 4 Blood, MLB The Show, that was a huge win for sports fans, you know, pulling it away from Sony. Then even things like Bandai Namco Scarlet Nexus, that was just a random surprise drop from nowhere. They don't forget indie studios though either. 2021 saw gems like XO1, Firewatch, and even like Lake and Cyber Shadow. It's not always day one titles too, but that's fine. So many games, there's bound to be titles you wished you played but never got a chance to. There's two really good moments as well when it comes to the games here. First, a bad title you was excited for. There's something nice about knowing I didn't part with my cash just for this game. I still have, you know, this library to explore. I'm looking at you, Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance there. Then the Xbox E3 event, it's just a blast because in 2021 and even 2020, 90% of the titles that are announced, they're coming day one to Game Pass. It's very cool in the sense it opens a door for so many players to experience more for less. There's an argument that you value the games less, you don't play them through, and I do see that, but I also appreciate the accessibility this provides for people that can't pay $60, $70 for every single game that they want. The price I paid in 2021 though, the Ultimate tier, the equivalent of picking up 3 games a year, and sure, you do not own them, but in 2021 alone, over 50 of the games added, these were day one releases. It also allows you to simply try games that maybe you never would have. Things like XO1 I probably wouldn't have jumped into if it wasn't for Game Pass, so that's good for everybody, especially the indie studios that are battling for attention. If you do want to see what's coming to Game Pass weekly as well, we have a video each and every week here breaking down what's getting added to the library. We drop videos then on what's leaving as they are announced, usually twice a month, and then we do tend to review new titles coming out on Game Pass as well. We also do things like lists. I've linked those down below in the pinned comment, but find their best shooters, best hidden gems, co-op experiences on Game Pass, and our top 10 Game Pass titles of 2021. While it's hard to say then what we can expect in 2022, I think it's fair to say Xbox, they are absolutely infested in Game Pass, and we already have a long list of Xbox Day 1 Game Pass titles coming in 2022. A few I'm excited for. The first one is the Anacrusis, a sci-fi based 4-player co-op shooter where you battle alien hordes. Shredder's, a snowboard experience. I'm actually quietly excited for that one. Total War Warhammer 3 is for the PC users out there. That one's seriously well loved. Stalker 2 is high up on my list as well. Survival in a post-apocalyptic world. So think here first-person shooter, sim and horror. The list then goes on as well. Redfall appears to be a vampire spin on Left 4 Dead. Starfield is Bethesda's next epic, though I do question, will it really manage a 2022 release? A Plague Tale Requiem is a sequel all about stealth exploration, and then Atomic Heart, the trailers, they are all over the place on this one, so I'm not sure what to really expect, but I will say I'm hopeful for this action RPG which throws you into an alternate reality. That's a decent list already, but that's just 8 of 31 already confirmed Day 1 Xbox Game Pass titles. I'll link the full list for you in the pinned comment down below. No doubt changes they will come, some will drop to 2023, but at the same time, my guess is this is just the beginning and there's plenty more to come yet. Alright, so I've spoken to a lot of the positives here, but there is for sure a few negatives as well. Now the main one though, it's being, well, first party titles tend to stay on indefinitely. You know, some will occasionally get removed, things like Forza. Third party will actually go down normally after around 12 months, so I'd avoid paying for any sort of DLC. If the game gets removed, you're left with DLC you can't use unless you decide to pick up the game directly. That goes for if you cancel your subscription as well. I can always tell when people are upset as well. Our leaving Game Pass videos, they tend to spike in views, and the two biggest of 2021 for me, that was Grand Theft Auto 5. It's come and gone a few times now. This time it stuck around for maybe 3 months, but then the big one was Destiny 2. This one really screwed up players. They removed Beyond Light, and I'll pin the video below, but just take a look at the comments. They released new DLC, then took this away from Game Pass, and at that point it meant players had two choices: go spend a ton on picking up all the different elements of Destiny 2 they needed, or face the fact that they're going to be missing a whole lot of necessary equipment. I think the funniest thing about this one though is they made this decision stupidly in the same month Halo Infinite multiplayer not only released but was announced to be free to play. So one area I quickly wanted to address then, sure, Game Pass doesn't really need anything if you are playing on console or PC outside of the setup you have, but what about if cloud gaming is the world you are looking for? Something I've been experimenting with in 2021, and there's two noticeable accessories I want to shout out. First, any sort of controller clip. The one I have here is the Power A edition. I'll link it down below. It was like 15 or so bucks on Amazon. It allows you to clip your phone and controller together, giving you that true feel for the experience. I like it. It's kind of my go-to around the house more than anything else. When it comes to traveling though, the Backbone is my next option. It's compatible with iOS only, and it takes some getting used to just given its smaller form factor, but that's really a positive when you're away from home. You know, this is something to put in your backpack, to put in your pocket. I tend to have hit and miss experiences with this though, not down to the actual setup itself, but just due to, you know, how good the internet is at my destination. You know, hotels, maybe half the time they work. Not the cheapest either, right around 99 bucks, but I do think the build quality, it is absolutely here. So is it going to be worth getting Game Pass in 2022? And for me, absolutely. Look, sure, there's a few problems. Games get removed that you want to play. I would not pick up DLC either personally unless I knew I'd be willing to pay for this title outright the day it gets removed. But that's really kind of about it. Everything else I see as a positive. Xbox Studios are releasing titles just fast at this point. They're buying up every studio you can think of. Hopefully that continues into the new year. Titles then cover not only the one range of consoles, but Series S and X as well. Look at Flight Sim, a next-gen experience exclusive. And yeah, finally, I think the pricing, it is more than fair. I will always personally lean into Ultimate though. I want gold, I want multiplayer, and I do dabble with the occasional PC exclusive too, like Age of Empires. For me, it's the best deal in gaming right now that leans into the idea of accessibility for all. While some will disagree with its ideas and no doubt fear the impact it could have on the industry, I think for now it's something I'm willing to get behind. And 2021 for me, it felt like kind of the year of people picking up a Series S, ready to explore Game Pass, and there's just something very cool about that. It's definitely creating this community. What did you think though? Is Game Pass something you use? Have you since moved on, or are you thinking of grabbing it for 2022? What titles are you hoping to see this year as well? With that then, hit subscribe, join us here on Xbox Corner for reviews, deals, Game Pass breakdowns and graphical comparisons weekly, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.